Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. In MotoGP news, Marc Marquez has opened up about his recent season, his victories, and his high expectations for the 2025 season as he joins Ducati Lenovo as Pecco Bagnaia's teammate. Marquez emphasizes the need for a strong professional relationship with Bagnaia, as they aim to make Ducati even more dominant. Let's get into the details. Luca Marini has shared insights on his challenging debut season with Honda. Marini expressed satisfaction with his role in developing the Repsol Honda bike, which has undergone significant changes. He also reflected on Marc Marquez's legacy at Honda and the impact of Marquez's injury on his performance. Here's more on Marini's thoughts and his plans for the future. The title battle has come down to Jorge Martin and reigning champion Francesco Bagnaia as they head to the season finale in Barcelona. Former champion Jorge Lorenzo shared his insights on the duo's chances and praised Bagnaia's decision to forego the Valencia GP after the recent floods. Here's more on Lorenzo's perspective as we look toward the final showdown. Pramac Racing team manager Gino Borsa has shared high praise for the intense rivalry between Pecco Bagnaia and Jorge Martin, following their thrilling battle in Malaysia. Borsa says the pair's high-level competition recalls the iconic duels between Valentino Rossi and Jorge Lorenzo during their Yamaha years. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Speaking to MotoGP.com, Marc Marquez reflected on a season filled with both achievements and setbacks. Currently, he's battling for third place in the championship standings with Enea Bastianini, while enjoying the momentum from his recent wins at Aragon and Misano. After the win in Aragon and Misano, I got stronger. It's like a drug. You want more and more. The move I made last year has already been a success because if not this year, I would have announced my retirement. Quote from Marquez. Overcoming a series of arm surgeries and a period of doubt, Marquez said these victories rekindled his MotoGP spirit, giving him the confidence to continue fighting at the top level. He admitted that his recent wins have felt even more rewarding now, after a long time without that taste of victory. Marquez also shared how these wins have rebuilt his confidence, which he had struggled with over the past few seasons due to injuries and inconsistent results. Victory gives you a lot of confidence. After fighting a lot after the 4 surgeries on the arm, you start to have some question marks. Is it the bike? Is it me? Step by step, you answer that question, and yes, rebuilding that confidence with some podiums, races, pole positions, victory in the sprint and then a victory in the main race was very important. As he heads into next year with Ducati's factory team, Marquez is focused on continuing to improve and taking things step by step. He acknowledged that expectations are high, especially with many fans assuming he would start winning immediately after switching to Ducati this year. Looking forward to his partnership with Pecco Bagnaia, Marquez recognizes the importance of maintaining a professional relationship with his future teammate. His aim is to help Ducati secure the title, whether it's him or Bagnaia who achieves it. Pecco will be the reference inside our box. My objective is to try to help the team and be close to Pecco's level. I hope and wish that we both fight for the title, because that means that we are super competitive and that we have the best bike. Believing that Ducati will provide the best bike on the grid, Marquez is confident in the team's capabilities and the leadership of Gigi Dall'Igna. However, he's aware that while the equipment will be competitive, the path to the title won't be easy. Marquez also reflected on the moments when he nearly considered retirement. With his struggles and doubts behind him, he's now motivated to make the most of his remaining years in MotoGP. When I retire one day, I don't want to have any regrets. I'm going to try everything I have in my hands to feel competitive and win titles, fight for titles every year, Marquez commented. With a renewed confidence and a high-profile partnership with Pecco Bagnaia at Ducati Lenovo, Marc Marquez is ready to face new challenges in 2025. The six-time MotoGP champion seems determined to push for the title while strengthening Ducati's dominance in the paddock. Stay tuned for more updates as we follow Marquez's journey. Luca Marini, in his first season with Repsol Honda, has focused heavily on bike development over race results. The Italian rider, in an interview with GP1, shared that despite the challenges, he feels a sense of growth and responsibility with Honda. "I think I have grown a lot as a pilot and as a person, and I feel like a leader of this project, with an important responsibility on my shoulders." Marini expressed optimism for Honda's future, acknowledging that while improvements have been made, there's still a long way to go. He aims to push the team forward, transitioning from finishing in the points to reaching top 8 and podium positions. Marini highlighted Honda's recent strides, noting that the current bike feels much more balanced than when he first joined. However, he anticipates only incremental updates for the Barcelona test, primarily focused on engine upgrades rather than a complete overhaul. "I don't think it will be a completely new bike. I think it will simply be an evolution of what we have. The most important test will be the engine. We will try to have a better engine next season because that is what can make the difference." Quote from Marini. Marini emphasized Honda's commitment, with contributions from both Japanese and European engineers working to expedite progress. He remains realistic, acknowledging that rebuilding Honda's competitive edge will take time. Reflecting on Marc Márquez's tenure at Honda, Marini observed that Márquez's performance suffered after his injury, especially with the latest prototype. According to Marini, data from Márquez's era hasn't been as useful due to the changes in both the rider and the bike's setup. "In the last year Marc was not as fast, and he could not even perform well with the last prototype they brought. After the injury, he was not the same, and the bike underwent a big change between last year and this one." Reflecting on his decision to join Honda, Marini expressed confidence in the project and is motivated to lead Honda back to the top. He's aware of the obstacles but values the opportunity to work with such a prestigious manufacturer. "I believe a lot in this project. I know that the current moment is difficult, but everyone's goal is to win again, and I would like to be on that bike when that happens." As Luca Marini wraps up his first year with Honda, he looks forward to further development and improvement. His leadership and commitment could play a vital role in Honda's bid to regain its former dominance in MotoGP. Stay tuned for more as Marini and Honda prepare for the next season. Jorge Lorenzo believes Jorge Martin holds the advantage going into the final round, especially with his 24-point lead. Martin could clinch his first title if he wins Saturday's sprint race, making this finale all the more critical. Lorenzo acknowledged that Martin has faced similar mistakes to Bagnaia but thinks Martin's progress and mental preparation may tip the scales. Given the ranking situation, Martin has a better chance, but it's not certain until the last checkered flag. Jorge would certainly have to make a lot of mistakes not to win the title. He worked hard with a sports psychologist to calm his impetus, but he still made mistakes, like Bagnaia. Quote from Lorenzo. Lorenzo also drew comparisons between his own riding style and those of Martin and Bagnaia, noting their similar balance of fluidity and precision when leading races. He contrasted their consistency with Marc Marquez's more aggressive, explosive approach, which he described as less as precise but undeniably thrilling. Both Pecco and Jorge lean out a lot from the bike. They are fluid and consistent like I was, whereas Marc Marquez has other qualities. He is more detached, explosive, and aggressive. With this weekend's race relocated to Barcelona due to deadly floods in Valencia, Bagnaia emphasized that he wouldn't have competed in Valencia under such tragic circumstances, even if it meant risking his title. Lorenzo commended Bagnaia's stance, calling it a gentlemanly move that demonstrated true sportsmanship. When there is a catastrophe like the one in Valencia, sport ends up in the background. Chapeau to him because he has proven to be a gentleman. As Bagnaia and Marquez prepare to team up at Ducati in 2025, Lorenzo speculated on the dynamic that may develop between them. He suggested that their relationship would depend largely on the track, predicting that potential tensions could be alleviated if one rider significantly outpaces the other. If there is tension there, it will also carry over outside, but if one is much faster than the other, the problem will not arise. The season finale promises to be an intense and emotional battle between Martin and Bagnaia, with the added layer of Marquez and Bagnaia's future partnership looming. As we near the last race, only time will tell if Martin can secure his first title, or if Bagnaia will defend his crown. The Malaysian Grand Prix saw a memorable battle between Bagnaia and Martin. With Martin gunning for the championship, he fiercely challenged Bagnaia from the opening laps, creating a back and forth that had fans on the edge of their seats. While Bagnaia ultimately won, Martin's fearless approach earned admiration from many, including Borsa. Hats off to both of them for the race, for the fair play they displayed, for the way they fought, and for Jorge's cool head, knowing that the World Championship is at stake. Borsa went on to compare this season's rivalry to the intense battles between Rossi and Lorenzo at Yamaha, calling Martin and Bagnaia's performances incredible. He suggested their skill and resilience are on par with MotoGP's legendary duels, if not exceeding them. They are at such a high level that it is difficult to remember something like that. Perhaps it could be comparable to the time of Rossi and Lorenzo with Yamaha, but these two have pushed the limit a little further. With Martin leading in points, he could secure his first world title during the Barcelona Solidarity GP sprint race. Borsa, echoing the anticipation of MotoGP fans, said he doesn't mind when the celebration happens as long as they reach it. He also noted how closely matched the two riders are, both riding the Ducati and showing impressive consistency throughout the season. "I don't care what day I celebrate the title on as long as I celebrate it. They both deserve the title, honestly. Their duel is incredible. And whoever wins can be very proud." With this season's championship nearing its final stages, Bagnaia and Martin's rivalry continues to bring electrifying moments to MotoGP. As the Barcelona GP approaches, fans are eagerly awaiting whether Martin will clinch his first title or if Bagnaia will manage an upset to defend his crown. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.